Namaste, Steve here, and we are continuing with the N, Yatra. Welcome along. Right now, as you can see, I'm not in my home. My home would be this like massive or lavish, unless I was maybe like the Ambanis or Vijay Mallya or somebody like that who's got monstrous dwellings and residencies. No, I'm in the Mumbai airport, and I came down just for the day for a really special meeting. I'm going to tell you about that meeting soon. I have some good news that I'm going to share with you very shortly, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, I thought I would mention something about this entire concept of airports and multiple natures, and the connection between the airline industry and MI and MN. As you've been following me, we've been talking about it. If you've attended my workshop, you most certainly remember the AHA story, and the story about this girl who wants to become an air hostess, and she does not have a providing nature, and we know what happens. She runs into all kinds of problems. But this morning on my flight down, it was a Kingfisher flight, and there was an air hostess whose name was Karishma. And Karishma came to me, and she offered me breakfast. Now, I had already eaten before I got on the airplane, so I said to her, no, thanks, I'm not hungry. I already had my breakfast before I got on the plane. And she said, no, sir, but can't I get you something? I said, no, I'm really not that hungry. And she said, sir, at least let me get you some fruit. I said, well, she said, no, it's okay, really, I'll get you some fruit. And she was really insistent on feeding me something. And I eventually said, okay. And not because I was hungry or ready to eat the fruit, but I just could not say no to this girl who was so providing and so insistent on having me eat something for breakfast. And so she came back and she brought me an entire fruit platter with an extra thing of fruit. And then she said to me, sir, can I get you some fruit juice also to drink with this? I said, no, the fruit is enough, and I'm eating the fruit, not for me, but for you. And I said to her, Karishma, I hereby grant you a 10 out of 10 on providing nature and for air hostess hospitality. And she said, sir, you have made my day. She said, you don't know how happy you've made me feel. And it really was. I mean, she had a 10 on 10. There was no question about it. So after I finished eating my fruit salad, she came by, and they have those feedback forms. So I said, give me one of those feedback forms. And I filled it out, and I told Mr. Vijay Mallya, or whoever reads those feedback cards, I don't know that he actually reads them. So I filled out that card, and I said, I want you people to know that Karishma on flight 316 has a 10 on 10 of providing nature, and you've hired the right person for the right job. And I signed my name, and I sealed it, and I handed it back over to her. And so the people at Kingfisher Airlines will know that they've hired the right person, and Karishma did a fantastic job. She is the kind of person who will succeed as an air hostess, and I'm sure she's going to get many promotions and raises, and she's going to climb up and up until whatever heights she can possibly reach in the industry. And there's a good example. They're not always aha stories where people get into the wrong job. When you find out your nature, if it's providing nature, and you go for something like an air hostess, you're just going to wind up getting success and meeting success after success after success. If they just figure out what are their MIs, what are their MNs, which ones are the talwars, which ones are the chakus, and knowing when to use your talwars and putting them together to make them a success in your life. So with that, from Mumbai at Airport, this is Steve signing off and saying I will see you soon. More from the N.